Healthy Rican llegó a New York City. Estamos aquí para un evento de Univision Contigo, Liderazgo Femenino. Allí los veo.
Y llegó la hora de comer y comer saludable. Mayra, háblanos un poco de tus productos.
Bueno, aquí tengo Healthy Rican, son unos productos que yo creé, son bajos en sodio, completamente natural, especialmente para nosotros los que somos un poquito sensibles a ciertos ingredientes que se encuentran en las tiendas.
Así que ya saben, comer saludable con Healthy Rican.
Absolutely love you guys. I've been following you all forever, and I came from my table, came running over here like a fan. So I really am a fan. I've tried your products, and I absolutely love it. As a Puerto Rican, especially with that sazón right there, I absolutely love it. You're doing such an amazing job.
Thank you.
Yes, yes.
Yeah, so I grew up in Puerto Rico. I moved there when I was 7, so I was born in New Jersey. So it was pretty cool because I learned English and I learned a little bit of the, more American culture. But then like moving to Puerto Rico, it was a little bit of a culture shock. I feel like at the beginning, it took me some time to get used to it. But it was pretty nice. It was really nice to be around family and the gatherings and the warm weather. You can't beat that.
La cocina, dice por ahí, la comida es amor. Cuéntame estos recuerdos de cocina, ¿te los dejó tu mamá?
Sí, mi mamá siempre estaba en la cocina, ella cocinaba todos los días, era rara la vez que fuéramos a comer fuera. Tanto mis abuelas también te recibían con un plato de comida y yo creo que yo me llevé eso al alma porque, como tú dijiste, en nuestra cultura, ¿verdad? La comida es todo y es como enseñamos nuestro amor.
Like my mom has always cooked. I remember always being interested and I asked her to teach me how to cook. I would sit with her to help her make pasteles for the holidays. And I always had an interest in learning. And I think because when you grow up in Puerto Rico, a big part of our culture is food. And when you go to someone's house, they always greet you with a plate of food. And I feel like that's impact me in that way where sharing food is sharing love. I always say my grandmother's influence my business and the way I cook and what I do because I do have fond memories of walking into their kitchen and them asking me, what do you want to eat? And then making me, guanimes con bacalao, which is very traditional in Puerto Rico. So when I created my brand, I didn't want to steer away from the flavors. I wanted to bring healthier alternatives with less sodium, no junk, no MSG, because some of us are sensitive, and especially the red dye. When we have achote, which is all natural, we don't need a red dye. That's what our ancestors used, so I wanted to bring that back.
¿Cuándo regresaste a los Estados Unidos?
Regresé en el 2010 con mi hijo, él tenía 8 añitos, ya que por circunstancias personales me tuve que ir de la isla y pues allí estoy en Buffalo, Nueva York desde el 2010.
Lo que justamente me lleva a preguntarte, ¿cuáles fueron los desafíos que enfrentaste siendo madre puertorriqueña, criando a un niño con una cultura diferente?
Fue difícil, ¿verdad? Madre soltera en un lugar extraño, no tenía mucha familia y eso pues me llevó a hacer error completo en mi hijo. Tenía que llevarlo a la escuela, buscarlo, hacer la compra. Él venía conmigo con su ayudándome a cargar la compra para la casa. Y así fue que empezamos a cocinar más en la casa, ya que estaba fuera de la isla y no tenía acceso a los restaurantes y la comida.
So I moved back in 2010. I moved to Buffalo, New York, because I already had family there. I needed a change. I was in a pretty tough spot in my life, so I decided to move away. It was really heartbreaking. I cried a lot. But eventually, my family greeted me with open arms in Buffalo, and I found that culture again of togetherness, of cooking, and I found myself more in the kitchen because I didn't have my mom with me. I didn't have the quick and easy restaurants back in Puerto Rico where you can just grab, a pollo asado, which is a roasted chicken, and it tastes delicious. So I found myself a lot in the kitchen. It was definitely challenging. I I found myself not being able to find like a lot of key ingredients in the food. Obviously, as a single mom, you know, a budget was a big thing. So you know, I definitely made it work. You know, and kind of showed my son a little bit, right? Like to be more in the kitchen, to eat real foods. You know, hopefully he takes that to heart and follows my footsteps. It all started like when I was in Puerto Rico and I started feeling illness at a very young age. Doctors kind of dismissed me because I was so young, in my early 20s. They didn't think it was real. I felt a little bit ignored, and I started looking on my own for resources, nutrition. How can I improve my lifestyle, you know, without having to rely on medications? Because a lot of it came down to lifestyle. What I was eating, I wasn't exercising, I was eating a lot of fast food, and that's when I decided to make a change. So when I moved to Buffalo, I really pursued more health and wellness because I gained a lot of weight, and you know, I just wanted to feel better. So I pursued cooking more and exercising more, and I fell in love with health and wellness. I became a health coach because of it, and yeah, it really inspired me to share with other people what I had learned, because I started to feel better, and that was really important for me.
Eres un coach de salud certificado. Felicidades por eso.
Gracias.
¿Siempre te interesó la salud y el bienestar?
Pues me empezó a interesar cuando yo misma tuve problemas de salud, tenía problemas autoinmunes y como muchas mujeres, ¿verdad? El perder peso se nos hace un poco difícil, pero creo que lo que me llevó más a la nutrición fue la salud. Siempre me enfoqué en poder sentirme mejor.
I thought that there was a lot of things I wasn't gonna be able to eat anymore. And then I got really creative and started making my own. I started changing ingredients. I created my own seasoning line to season my food. You know, I started switching fats and oils and just eating a more balanced meals, and that really helped me out manage symptoms. So when I was on this journey of like creating healthier Puerto Rican food, people started asking, like, what are you doing? How is it healthier? Like, how do you make Puerto Rican foods healthier? And some people were like, how do you even make Puerto Rican food? So that led me to create the cookbook. I started with a little ebook that I sold for $20. And then, you know, I officially seeked a publisher to publish the book. And that kind of happened alongside with the seasoning. So when I first started Healthy Rican, I launched adobo, sazón, and the ebook all together, bundled up, so that people had like the whole combo to cook. The first Healthy Rican jars were little glass jars that I filled myself. I would blend all the seasonings myself. And I thought I was gonna sell locally because that's where my community was. I was a Zumba instructor at the time and like becoming a health coach. So I didn't think it was gonna grow into something big where I was gonna be shipping products. So that was the first little batch, and then eventually we just had to pivot real quick, find a manufacturer, and go from there. I didn't think I had that much influence, to be honest. I mean, I knew that I had like a little following. Like I had, you know, some ladies that like we had like a little group on Facebook, and so I had like a small community. I did not know or intend to grow that big. It just kind of happened, and I went for it. And everything that I built because of people, because of my people, because of my community. You know, you asked, and I will do my best to deliver. There was many times where I doubted and like, is this gonna work? And then like, whenever I doubted, this is funny, this is how the universe works, just keep going. Whenever I doubted myself, something would happen. Like a big sale would happen, or I would go viral on Instagram or something. And like, I always got that reassurance, like, no, you're on the right path, you gotta keep going. You can find Healthy Rican at healthyrican.com. You can go on Amazon and find Healthy Rican, find our store there. And you can also find us in Some Home Goods, which we have a partnership with. And in Buffalo, New York, we have the Lexington Co-op sells our products as well. I truly believe that you need mentorship And you don't always have to pay for them. Like there's mentorships, there's, you know, different small business administrations in every city that you can seek help and mentorship. It's critical for sure. If you're showing up on social media, just be yourself. Be authentic, never try to fit the mold or try to do what everybody else is doing. Like trends are nice sometimes, but they need to feel good to you. If there's a trend out there that doesn't really align to your mission or your vision or who you are, it's not worth it. It's not gonna resonate. What always resonates is being yourself and being authentic. Yeah, so we have a little team now. So I have the help from Nora Velasquez. She is my go-to Amazon person and e-commerce for sales and marketing. She's been helping me from the beginning since we launched on Amazon. If it wasn't for her, we wouldn't be on Amazon. And then Reina is the mastermind behind the graphic design. She is the one that designed the beautiful branding that we have now and helps us along the way. We have Kelly, that's from the beginning. She organizes my books. Without her, I don't know what I would do with the finances. So she is our bookkeeper, CFO, and then Roxanne, which is our last addition. She is my virtual assistant, and she helps with anything admin, customer service, social media, and all the things. If I could talk to my younger self, I would tell her to pursue her passion, to follow her heart, to forget about what other people are saying. There's always gonna be somebody, a naysayer. You know, a lot of times it's from your own family. And it's not that they doubt you, it's more like they care for you and they don't wanna see you fail. But you have to push through that and show them, you know, show them what you're made of, show them that you do have the potential to do and pursue your dreams. So just go ahead and do it, forget about the rest. So we have not accomplished everything I want for Healthy Rican. I have this vision of being in stores, and I have this vision of Healthy Rican being one of the go-to brands for authentic Latin seasonings and more. El evento fue todo un éxito. We were here with Univision Contigo. My heart is overflowing with appreciation for the community that came out, for all the supporters of Healthy Rican, for Univision Contigo, for being here with us. I really hope that you enjoy like the little clips that we're gonna be sharing. And this is just the start, mi gente. This is just the start. De como me dijeron ahorita temprano, del campo para el mundo.